Hello to all of you. Today is very important topic, that is coronary circulation. About one third of all deaths in industrialized country of the Western world result from coronary artery disease. So this has become an increasing problem in developing countries also. लेकिन आजकल तो कोरोना आ गया है, जो डेथ रेट्स बहुत ज़्यादा हो गए ड्यू टू कोरोना. But coronary artery disease is increasing problem in developing countries as the lifespan increases and lifestyle behaviors changes. For this reason, the incidence is increasing nowadays. So the coronary circulation is one of the most important subject in medicine. So first comes introduction. The coronary blood flow is about 4.7% of total cardiac output. The stoppage of heart function for more than a couple of minutes is life-threatening. Therefore, it is essential to maintain an uninterrupted and adequate blood supply to heart. Hence, the coronary circulation is the special circulation in body. Come to the coronary blood supply. First, arterial supply. There are two main arteries that supply the heart. First one is right coronary artery and second one is left coronary artery. The right coronary artery supplies the right ventricle and right atrium, and the left coronary artery supplies the left ventricle and left atrium. So these are the two main coronary arteries that lie on the surface of the heart, and the smaller artery then penetrate from the surface into the inner cardiac muscle mass. So there is no anastomosis between right and left coronary artery. Thus the coronary arteries are end arteries, as the territories of blood supply by these arteries do not overlap. The sinuses of Valsalva are present behind the semilunar valve, where the eddy currents develop, which keep the valves deflate away from the wall of the vessel during the systole. The cups float in the blood in between the valves in their closing position, and this allows blood to enter into the coronary arteries. So this picture shows the course and branches of the right and left coronary artery. Here you saw this figure shows that there is no anastomosis between these two arteries, and these two main artery comes from the ascending aorta and lies on the surface of the heart. From there smaller arteries arises. The smaller arteries are different branches of right and left coronary artery. Venous drainage. The major system in venous drainage consists of coronary sinus and anterior cardiac veins that drain into the right atrium, and the minor system consists of arteriosinusoidal vessels that drain from the arterioles to cardiac chamber, Thebesian vessels that drain from capillary to cardiac chamber, and arterioluminar vessels that directly drain from coronary artery to heart chamber. Come to innervation. Now comes a special feature about the coronary circulation. First, the coronary circulation flow decreases during the systole and increases during the diastole. So the cardiac blood vessels are compressed during systole, resulting in decreased blood flow to the myometrium, and this vasocompression effect is maximally observed in subendocardial layer. During diastole, the relaxation of the cardiac muscle increases the coronary blood flow. Second comes coronary artery are the end arteries. Therefore, blockage of the coronary artery result in ischemia and infarction. So here is the two term, that is myocardial ischemia and myocardial infarction. So what is myocardial infarction? Myocardial infarction is the reduction in blood flow to a part of myocardium resulting in cell death or necrosis of the cardiac muscle cells. And second one is myocardial ischemia. Myocardial ischemia is the condition of insufficient blood flow to the myocardium that result in chest pain, that is known as angina pectoris. And third special feature is coronary blood flow is adjusted according to metabolic need of the myocardium. Fourth special feature, coronary blood flow can be increased about 4 to 5 fold to meet the heart's more oxygen needs during exercise. Thus, there is adequate coronary blood flow reserve. Fifth one is the heart utilizes wide variety of substances for its metabolism. These include free fatty acid, glucose, pyruvate, lactate, ketones, body and amino acid. But the major source, about 1/3 of the energy supply, is from free fatty acid. Sixth special feature is heart muscle extract about 80% of oxygen from the arterial blood. Thus, the arteriovenous oxygen difference is very high in heart even at rest. Therefore, the major method to increase the oxygen supply to the heart as required during the exercise is to increase the coronary blood flow. Come to the coronary blood flow. Normally, the weight of the heart is about 300 grams. The blood flow of the heart is approx 250 ml per minute, which is about 85 ml per 100 gram of cardiac tissue per minute. The rate of coronary blood flow is the second highest in the body next to the renal blood flow. The coronary blood flow constitutes about 4.7% of the total cardiac output. However, the rate of oxygen consumption of the heart is highest of all organ of the body. अब कैसे हम लोग मेजर कर सकते हैं? मेजर बाय द टू मेथड, दैट इज डायरेक्ट एंड इनडायरेक्ट. Indirect method, what happens? The coronary blood flow can be measured directly by placing a electromagnetic flow meter in the coronary artery, and this is used in experimental animals and in human undergoing the open heart surgery. Indirect method include fixed method and radionuclide method. Details उतना नहीं जानना है. Now come to the regulation of cardiac blood flow, coronary blood flow. The first comes the neural regulation. This is by the sympathetic or the parasympathetic fibers. First, the sympathetic control. Sympathetic stimulation produces vasodilatation, but in this sympathetic control there is some controversy regarding the sympathetic control of the coronary blood flow, as the distribution of this sympathetic innervation in the coronary blood vessels, there is constrictor receptors, that is known as alpha receptor and dilator receptor. Both are present. Both alpha and beta receptors exist in the coronary vessel, and in general the sympathetic stimulation theoretically can causes both constriction or dilatation in same time, but generally the produces dilatation due to predominance of the beta receptor in the coronary vessels. जब एएनएस पढ़ाई होगी तो उसमें डिटेल्स में फिर पढ़ाया जाएगा सिंपैथेटिक कंट्रोल के बारे में, डिफरेंट ऑर्गन्स पे जो होता है. Second, the vasodilatation also occurs partially due to deposition of the metabolites as the sympathetic stimulation accelerate the cardiac activity that increases the myocardial metabolism. Second comes parasympathetic control. The parasympathetic, that is vagal stimulation, causes vasodilation, but there is sparse parasympathetic innervation of the coronary blood vessels. Comes to the metabolic regulation. The metabolic regulation of the blood flow is well developed in the heart. There is a close relationship exists between the coronary blood flow and the oxygen congestion of the myocardium. The metabolic factors that causes coronary vasodilatation are hypoxia, increased local concentration of carbon dioxide, increased hydrogen and potassium ion concentration, accumulation of the lactate, adenosine and adenine nucleotides. And there is also increased release of prostaglandins locally. Adenosine mediates the reactive hyperemia of ventricular muscle. Now come to the second is autoregulation. An autoregulatory mechanism maintains a normal blood flow within the pressure range of 70 to 110 mmHg. However, the autoregulation of the blood flow in the heart is not so well developed like that in brain. Physical factors in this, the blood flow to the cardiac muscle depends on the myocardial tension, the pressure that builds up in the muscle during the contraction. So this is the primary factor in determining coronary perfusion. The vasocompression during the myocardial contraction decreases the coronary blood flow, and the coronary blood flow increases during diastole and decreases during systole. There is a fact that subendocardial portion is prone to ischemic damage. How? The left ventricular muscle tension that is the pressure within the muscle strength, ventricular muscle during the systole is maximum in the endocardial portion and minimal in the epicardial portion. As the pressure is more from the epicardium to endocardium, the high pressure in the endocardial region decreases the blood flow significantly to this part of the ventricle during systole. However, in normal condition, increased blood flow to the endocardium during the diastole compensate for the decreased blood supply during systole, and the condition in which the coronary blood flow is compromised, the compensation when there is a decrease in compromised coronary blood flow, the compensation that occur during the diastole does not occur, and therefore the subendocardial portion of the left ventricular muscle is prone for the ischemic damage and myocardial infarction. Now come to the clinical aspects. First, the coronary artery decrease. Decrease in blood flow to the heart lead to myocardial ischemia, that is angina pectoris, and if severe and prolonged, result in myocardial infarction, that is heart attack. Myocardial infarction is also known as heart attack, and myocardial ischemia also known as angina pectoris. It is usually occur due to coronary atherosclerosis. Usually the disease starts with angina, that is chest pain, and the infarction occurs when the obstruction occupies at least 75% of the lumen of the coronary arteries. Risk factors for the coronary artery disease: first, age greater than 40 years, gender, male are more prone than female, family history, smoking, hypertension, hypercholesterolemia, diabetes. Hemostatic factors: physical inactivity, obesity, alcohol intake, hyperhomocysteine, and stress. What is angina pectoris? Angina pectoris refers to the chest pain due to ischemia of the cardiac muscle. The pain is usually felt in chest below the sternum towards the left side. The cause of the pain in myocardial ischemia due to decreased blood supply. The pain typically radiates to ulnar border of the left hand, but it can also radiate to back or even to the neck, or it may in some cases radiate to abdomen also. Second comes MI, that is myocardial infarction. Infarction occurs when the ischemia is prolonged following more than 75% obstruction of the coronary arteries. The factor that precipitate acute MI are spasm of the coronary artery at the site of atherosclerosis, platelet aggregation at the site of obstruction, and hemorrhage into the atherosclerotic plaque of the coronary artery. Stress is also known to induce the coronary artery spasm. Acute MI causes severe chest pain that radiates along with the ulnar border of the upper arm and hand. And this chest pain is usually associated with excessive sweating. Diagnosis कैसे होगा? ECG changes इसमें दिखेंगे. In acute infarction, the first change to occur is the ST segment elevation in ECG leads over the infarcted area, and this leads plates on the opposite side of the infarction record ST segment डिप्रेशन. जब उसके अपोजिट में होगा तब डिप्रेशन दिखाएगा, और ऐसे ऐसे होंगे उसके ऊपर होंगे तो ST सेगमेंट एलिवेशन. ECG में पढ़ाई हुआ होगा आपका. ऐसा कुछ इंजाइम्स होते हैं जो चेंज होंगे. तो पहला होगा डैमेज मायोकार्डियम रिलीजेस द एंजाइम इनटू द सर्कुलेशन, and so detection of the elevated level of enzymes such as creatinine kinase, that is CK, and lactate dehydrogenase LDH. But the most specific is the increased concentration of CK-MB isoenzyme or CK and the fraction 1 of LDH. So this figure of ECG show the ST segment elevation. यहाँ ग्रीन वाला नॉर्मल है, ST सेगमेंट देख रहे हो नॉर्मल है, और रेड वाले जो है वो ST सेगमेंट एलिवेशन जो कि एक्यूट MI में होता है. दैट इज शोन बाय द रेड लाइन. What are the typical presentation is chest pain associated with excessive sweating without addition to the ulnar border of the left hand in the person. Coronary angiography shows details of contour of the coronary arteries and the site and extent of obstruction in the arteries. Coronary artery करके हम लोग देखते हैं कहाँ obstruction है. So these two figures shows the coronary angiography of the left and right coronary artery. एंजियोग्राफी यहाँ किया हुआ है. ट्रीटमेंट, मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट, सर्जिकल ट्रीटमेंट दो तरह से होते हैं. सर्जिकल ट्रीटमेंट में बाईपास सर्जरी करेंगे या फिर एंजियोप्लास्टी भी करते हैं. मेडिकल में ड्रग्स देने हैं, वैसोडायलेटर्स देंगे. सेकेंड स्ट्रेप्टोकाइनेज. इन वैसोडायलेटर्स लाइक नाइट्रेट, that is nitroglycerin, and this drug causes arterial dilatation. Second comes streptokinase. This drug causes lysis of the clot. Third comes coronary angioplasty, calcium channel blocker, antiplatelet aggregating agents, that is low dose aspirin देते हैं हम लोग, फॉलिक एसिड एंड विटामिन B12. इन सर्जिकल ट्रीटमेंट बाईपास सर्जरी करेंगे. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ MI. So that's is about coronary artery and applied aspect of coronary artery disease. So that is all about coronary circulation. Thank you.